Aiming in Valorant is important.
Spammy is coming through.
Nice
Quick turn!
flash.
Oh boy!
Oh my God!
What? There is no denying that, and the better you are at aiming, the better you are at Valorant, right? Well, not entirely. There are many game mechanics, game sense techniques, and agent tips and tricks that help give you an edge on your competition, but aiming still plays a big part. This video will go into some ways to improve and fix your aim, and although these techniques may seem pretty straightforward, they are often overlooked and overcomplicated, which negatively impacts your aim more than it would improve it. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it.
Let's go!
Now, the first thing is fixing your sensitivity. One of my friends is an ex-CS pro, and the first thing he told me when I first started playing Valorant is to set your aim sensitivity to work with your muscle memory. Now, what does that mean exactly? Most people have their own sensitivity and DPI that they live by, depending on personal preferences, mouse types, etc. But more often than not, these settings are actually making their lives just a little bit harder. Go into the practice range with your current sensitivity and go up to a wall or something that has a clear start and end position. I chose these pillars on the right hand side. Aim at one side, close your eyes, and move your mouse to the end position, and then open your eyes again. If your aim is set right, your muscle memory should instinctively hit that endpoint, not every time, but pretty consistently. If your crosshair goes too far, then your sensitivity may be a little high and it might be worth reducing it slightly. And if it doesn't hit the endpoint, then maybe bump the sensitivity up a little more. This whole thing requires a bit of trial and error, but once you set it up and are happy with your sensitivity, it makes aiming just that little bit easier, as you aren't trying to fight against your muscles to aim. Instead, you are working with them. Next is to warm up. Now, every person under the sun would have told you this, but before you go into a ranked game or anything like that, warm up a bit. This could be jumping into an unrated game, or a spike rush, or something like coming into the practice range and shooting a few bots. But at the end of the day, warming up works wonders. It's the same with warming up before playing sports or exercising to decrease your risk of injury, except it's decreasing your risk of sucking.
Nah.
If you want a detailed video of the warm-up routine that I have done in the past and usually stick to, give the video a like and I'll make it happen. Look up. Something I've noticed, especially in lower elos, which I know may not apply to some of you here, but it's still something good to mention, is that some people tend to look at the floor while peeking corners. This is something that I think holds some lower elo players down, as their headshot accuracy is much lower, as they physically have to drag their mouse upwards before clicking heads. If you hold your crosshair much higher at a chest, neck, or head position, it requires much less movement to reach the head, which will increase your chance at getting kills and wins. When you peek a corner, think about where you think a player's head might be and move your crosshair to that general area. This will take a bit of time to get the hang of, so I suggest going into some custom games with a different map each time and practice peeking corners, while trying to not look at the ground. You'll see a lot more, develop a better game sense and game mechanics, so it can't hurt putting this into your aim training regimen. Additionally, I know this seems like a no-brainer, but shooting someone in the legs deals much less damage than in the head, so looking up more will definitely benefit you in that regard. My final tip of this video is to learn your spray patterns. Shooting without any control over your recoil makes you so much less accurate and leads to massive whiffs and a little bit of embarrassment. Take some time to learn the spray patterns of your favorite weapons and practice controlling them by endlessly shooting at a wall or a target in the practice range. I found that both Vandal and Phantom will shoot without any recoil for about 3 or 4 bullets before going kinda haywire, so you can easily single fire in a normal game for max stability and aim. These are just a couple aim training tips to help improve and fix your aim, and I hope you guys found at least one of these tips useful. The one that I found most surprising to me at first, but completely live by now, is the first tip with fixing your sensitivity to suit your muscle memory. I haven't seen it be talked about a lot, and it's a really useful tip in my opinion. So, what tips did you guys find surprising? Are there any other aiming tips that you want me to cover in a future video? Comment down below. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.